guys came out and scrapped and did a lot of good things, and then in the second half, Gonzaga, I think, shot about 60%. What was the big difference?
Yeah. I didn't think we got out to a great start with our energy level, with our ball screen coverage early second half, and we challenged our guys at halftime about being away from the bench. Our bench has been really good for us with providing intensity and communication. Our subs have been really good, just rah-rahing our guys, in first halves defensively, and maybe that's a factor. But we've got to grow in that area, and they got into a really good rhythm. Jonathan Williams was terrific, of course. I thought they hit even going back to the first half, they hit a late clock banker right in front of our bench, and then they hit just some timely shots too, a couple late shot clock jumpers. It just seemed like whenever we made a mistake, they made us pay for it, especially from three. Just never could find a great defensive rhythm, and I thought that also led to a little bit of offensive stagnancy. We just didn't quite have the same ball and player movement that we had in the first half.
Your thoughts on Devin Robinson obviously responding from the foul trouble yesterday and getting off kind of the hot start? How he played for you guys?
Devin's very talented, and we're obviously better when he's not in foul trouble. When he's out there in the court. Did a lot of good things tonight. Was efficient. He was pretty good defensively as well. He's flying around using his length.
Was their size an issue? Did you think you neutralized it pretty well?
Yeah, I thought for the most part, I didn't think they dominated the interior. I thought their guards were really good, especially in the second half. We forced 11 turnovers in the first half. Again, never got into a rhythm of turning them over in the second half. I thought their guards settled in, again, and made some timely shots. Ran their stuff. And then, played through Jonathan Williams, who was terrific, was really good. And not only, with those lefty hooks and being, scoring around the basket, but hitting some jump shots. I thought he stepped up for him in a big way.
Speaking of shots, obviously on your end, 2 of 19.
Yeah.
That obviously has to hurt a little bit in terms of.
Yeah, just it was a big opportunity for us, and we really converted at the foul line, and that's got to take that positive away. But I like our decisions with the basketball. We played off of 2 feet. We made some good decisions. Only had 8 turnovers against a really good defensive program. But we've got to convert some of those from 3. Obviously, credit Gonzaga. Your shots are contested. As they are with all good defenses. I thought we had better looks in the first half that we didn't convert, and I thought that their attention to detail was a little bit greater in the second half. Probably part of the fact that they got into more of an offensive rhythm as well, and they just they made all the plays they needed to make. They played a really good second half, and our first half wasn't enough, unfortunately.
Kenyon jammed a finger a little bit in practice, or something happened with him, his shooting finger or something?
I didn't even know about it if it happened. I'm not sure. Yeah, I know Justin had a finger a couple games ago, maybe. I've traveled so much, it's all been a blur.
You led for most of 30 minutes against a pretty well-regarded team.
Yeah.
Is there anything encouraging overall you can take away from just the competitiveness?
Yeah, no question. I mean, I'm sure Coach Few would say the same thing in that there's a ton of things that both programs can do better, both teams can do better, and it's November. They're really good. I've got a ton of respect for their program and what they accomplish consistently, as much as anybody. They'll be better in January than they are right now. And you look back at it and say, my goodness, why did we do this? And I wish we wouldn't have made this mistake, and I wish we would have. And so there's a bunch of negative. That there's some regrets there, of course. But the positive is we showed in spurts, at least, what we potentially could be capable of if we continue to have the right mindset. And we'll see how we handle a loss, see how we bounce back Sunday. And then another big positive is I thought we played extremely hard, and it's one thing that despite mistakes that I'd like to credit my team for is that they left it all out there on the floor. And it was a high level intensity game, two teams just going at it. And yeah, proud of my guys for that in that regard for sure.
What are you looking for on Sunday in-state rival Miami in terms of how to finish this tournament off?
Hopefully a win. To improve in some areas that maybe we weren't great in tonight. First things first is we've got to get rest. We've got to hydrate. We'll have a really quick turn here, and it's been documented. You guys have documented it. We've done a lot of traveling. We've got to recharge our batteries somehow, and after an emotional loss, where again our guys were really juiced up to get prepared for Sunday against an ACC program. I'm not very familiar with them this year. We've been taking it one at a time, of course, but I'm sure it'll be a very competitive game, and hopefully we can continue to improve and shoot a little bit better and defend for 40 minutes and continue striving toward putting it all together, for 40 minutes.
Coach, non-basketball related question. Your guys' football team has a pretty big game coming up tomorrow. Is that something that you guys will watch together as a team?
We hadn't talked about it, but potentially. I know I'll be watching, and whether our guys are watching it laid up in their hotel rooms or all together in a conference room, what have you, I'm not sure yet. We might, now that you bring that up, we might give them that decision to make tomorrow. We'll probably have a late breakfast, let them sleep in a little bit. Yeah. But go Gators, big one.